In this video, I'd like to go through the part on objects creations. Let's go to the Create tab here and Geometry and Standard Primitives to create a few things. Very commonly we start off with using the box. The steps to create a box would be left click and hold, drag it to the top right hand corner and let go of the left mouse button and click. This is how we would create the box. Next, let's try out the sphere. So the sphere creation is a matter of clicking and dragging to the size that we want and then let go. Next, we will try out the cylinder. Basically, left click, drag, let go, and after it reaches the height that we want, we let go. We click again. Next will be the torus. Again, click, drag. This is the outer circumference. And we will drag again to form the inner circumference like a donut, this way. And of course we have the teapot. The teapot is basically click, drag to the size we need and then we let go. Okay. And next we can go to text plus. Text plus is where we would key in text here. For example, I'll key in input text, and from here we will begin to see, we will be able to click here and drop in the text. It looks pretty small here, but it doesn't matter because we can later modify it. Alright, so let's go ahead and create the cone next. The cone creation will simply be also click, drag to the height that we want and then click again, one click, and then drag again to form the sharp point of the cone. The geosphere is very similar to the sphere itself, except it is a triangulated sphere instead of a quad sphere. What do we mean by quad? Quad would be 1, 2, 3, 4 points here that will form a quad. If you look at what is actually forming inside this sphere, they are actually triangles like this, 1, 2, and 3. Next will be tube. So we click on tube. So drag to form the outer perimeter. And then next will be the inner perimeter. One click. And then we go up to reach the height that we need. And then one more click to finish off the command. Next will be the pyramid. Lower left hand corner. Drag. And then we release the mouse upper right hand corner, and then we go out to form we drag it up to form the peak here, this way. Okay, let's click on zoom extends all selected so that we can see all this in a clearer view. Okay, with the command on, we got to make sure we right click to finish off the command, and then we click on zoom extends all selected, this one. So let's deselect everything and click on zoom select all, this one, so we can see everything all at once here. And next will be what we use quite frequently also, plane. Plane is essentially like a rectangle. except it's a filled face instead of a shape itself. This one. On top of all these standard primitives, we can click on the drop down list here to create more extended primitives here. Like for example, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. I'm just going to use a few of these, like a chamfer box for example. Okay, the chamfer box is basically created this way. Click, drag to form the overall size of the cube, and then with this we will drag it upwards here to form the fillet portion of the cube. Now let me just try to do this one again with a more zoom in view here so you can see clearly. So click, drag, and then let go of the left click and move the mouse up a little bit more. One click, and then we would now drag the mouse a little bit up and down to determine the fillet radius itself, this one. Okay, we can either do this or we can key in the numbers here, but let's just drag first for now, because later we can then make changes as well, this way. Alright, like that. So these are some of the more frequently used forms that we would employ. And in our line of work also, we need to explore some of these, like for example doors as well. So what we can do is we can actually model doors. These are all preset components by 3D Studio Max. For example, we will click on pivot door. We can click and drag to create the door width, and then a little bit here, move in a little bit to create the depth, and drag it upwards to create the height of the door jamb itself. And once this is done, we can begin to decide on other components, options and all. I wouldn't go too much into these because we will cover this one at a later date. Upon this being done,